Good morning, good afternoon, good evening from wherever you are watching us from. I am Mr. Samuel Kwesi-Benefo from CSIR Soil Research Institute, Ghana, a research scientist. Today, I present to you the 7th showcase event for Africa Soils Information Community of Practice. And the Data Organization Subcommunity is hosting this very event. Thankfully, we have two wonderful presenters in the Data Organization Subcommunity who are going to have us the honors in presenting their work linked or geared towards data organization. The first speaker, we have Dr. Mouna Mechri, and the second speaker, we have Dr. Momoh Lamin. Each of the speakers will have 15 minutes for presentation, within which, after the two presentations, we will then tune into the question and answers section for 20 minutes. So all presenters have to wait until the program ends. In the first place, I'll also welcome everybody from far and near. If you have any message, you can put it in the chat box that we will attend to it as we move on. Let me welcome our first presenter, Dr. Mouna Mechri, for her presentation. Dr. Mouna, you are welcome. Please introduce yourself and have us on the road. Thank you.
Hello. Thank you, our community. Thank you, Dr. Benefo, for the introduction and for the invitation. Dr. Kro, thank you as well. Okay, I will start by sharing my presentation here. I don't know how can I go. Okay, it should be this. Okay.
Yes, we see it, Dr. Mouna. Can you just put it on presentation mode?
Yeah. Is it? Okay.
Yes. Yes, thank you. Perfect.
Thank you very much. Okay, the presentation will be around the data organization showcase. It's organizing soil data. It's insights from an article published in 2023, last 2 years ago. My name is Mouna Mechri. I'm from Tunisia, and I'm the regional representative of North Africa of the African Association of Precision Ag. I hold a PhD in crop production, specialized in soil fertility, and Master of Science from Bari in Organic Agriculture. Currently, I'm working as an engineer, senior engineer of the National Institute of Feed Crops in charge of soil fertility and plant nutrition program. And I'm the deputy director from the INI Africa Regional Center. This is a screenshot from the first page of the article I will discuss it with you. It's a soil aggregation and associated organic carbon and total nitrogen in a sandy loam soil under long-term tillage effects. It's published in Agronomy in 2023. As a quickest step about the importance of data organization and long-term shares and tillage research. Okay, the organization and or data organization can support decision support tools, can provide data integrity, legacy and knowledge transfer. It can also provide efficient analysis, treatment tracking, metadata preservation, scientific transparency, etc. And always is in the service of the science and the development of in our country. Why tillage is important? For several points, but I can highlight the most important according to my perspective. It can influence the tillage, influence soil structure such as aggregation, porosity, erosion resistance. It drives nutrient cycling and microbial dynamics. It impacts carbon sequestration and organic matter turnover, and it's about climate change, adaptation, and mitigation. Inform sustainable land management and input decisions. For the Tunisian context, there is an intensive system and monoculture, especially for cereal production. Then it leads to the loss of soil organic matter. We can observe as a consequence soil degradation, and it can directly impact the productivity and the resilience of our agriculture in Tunisia and Mediterranean region. The no-till and residue management are recently introduced, but actually it's not recently. Maybe the first experience, it was recorded in 1999, but now with the project and development project, we can observe that the percentage of area with no-till system is more and more developed in Tunisia comparing to before. And we need for locally grounded long-term data about soils and about cropping system management. Soil degradation, it's a fact, poses a major challenge for agriculture and socio-economic development in Tunisia. The conventional intensive cultivation practices commonly used by farmers cause a rapid depletion of soil organic matter, which is adversely affecting the physico-chemical properties. So, sorry, it's written physio, but it's physico-chemical properties of soil and accelerate soil erosion. And we are losing like 23,000 hectares per year of soil, unfortunately, in Tunisia. And the decrease in soil organic carbon stock is a major factor aggravating the impacts of climate change. This is another review about the experimental site. It's a living lab in the Crib region, is in Tunisia. It's the northwest of Tunisia. The living lab is a big plot of 8 hectares, established in 1999. With slope, it's less than 20% with a sandy loam soil. Minimum soil redistribution, its elevation alluvial input. The initial soil characteristics in 1999. I find this data in the technical report of PADAC project, because this project or this living lab was supported financially by a PADAC project. It's a development project, and the data or the rate of organic matter, and this time it was 0.7% of soil organic carbon in the layer of 0.40 centimeter, and the pH equal to 7.8. And after 4 years of the project in 23-24, in the article of Meshrawi et al., I found that there's an improvement of the soil organic carbon in the layer of 0.20 centimeter. It was like 0.9 under tillage system and 1% and no-till system, and we can observe an increase of soil organic carbon after 4 years of adoption of no-tillage and crop rotation after monoculture system of soil organic matter. In 2013, this is the characterization of the soil with different tillage system and with different cropping or crop rotation. And here we can, in the layer of 20 centimeter, of course, and here we can see that with no tillage, we observe a high rate of organic carbon, and we can observe a decrease of pH. For the soil, for the soil sampling and experimental design, the soil methodology, sampling methodology, it was in May 2013 in the depth of 20 centimeter. It was at harvest stage. We chose the location of crop rotation, faba bean oat, faba bean wheat. The tillage system compared no tillage, compared to tillage, it's a moldboard plowing. The sampling protocol is developed by the soil science laboratory of the Higher School of Agriculture of الكاف. And we divided each treatment into three, and we considered each third as one repetition. And we took 10 samples from each subplot following A or Z design pattern. We have a composite sample prepared for bulk soil characterization and undisturbed subsample preserved for physical analysis, such as a different aggregate class. For the chemical analysis for the whole soil, pH according to soil water suspension measured after 2 hours, total carbon according to Workley and Black method, total nitrogen, dry combustion using elemental CN analyzer, and CN, it's a ratio between carbon and nitrogen, and all this analysis were made in Agriculture and Agri-Food Canada chemistry lab in Quebec City. For chemical analysis of the aggregates, total nitrogen according to Geldan method, carbon and nitrogen and aggregate, it's in the Tunisian laboratory, and the whole soil in Quebec Research Center. For the physical analysis, texture and aggregate, texture according to hydrometer method, the aggregation wet sieving according to Messica et al., and soil pre-weighted to field capacity sieving at 10 RPM for 10 minutes. For the aggregate classification, we have macro, meso, micro, and clay and silt fractions. We used a material more than 2 millimeter, and aggregate oven dried at 60 degrees. For the statistical analysis software SAS multifactorial ANOVA, the factors are tillage, no-till, and MP, and previous crop, wheat and oat. The interaction tested tillage and crop and means compared using student nomenclature test, less than for 5%. For the data collection and organization strategy, we start by, of course, sampling design, replication, parameter measured, as I already explained before, and all this to identify the best practices regarding tillage system and crop rotation in this region, the Grib region in Tunisia, and how we can replicate all this work in other living labs. This is the pathway of all the plot of 8 hectares, and here we can see a different color with gray and color with white. We used the gray section or plot And this is the way how we took the sample to get a composite sample for analysis, statistical and chemical and physical analysis. This is an overview about the precipitation in this region. We recorded this from 2000 till 2009 cropping season. And here we can observe that there's a fluctuation of the precipitation. We can start from 300 and we can reach 900 millimeter per year. As a key result and data visualization, here we observe that the aggregation under no tillage is observed, and the mean weight diameter is significantly higher in 0.20 centimeter in no tillage, and we can observe that in no tillage more micro aggregates than the micro and play and cells, and the macro aggregate is an indicator of a good stability of the soil. For the nutrient dynamics, we observed an increase of soil organic carbon by 27% for both crop rotation. And we observed a correlation, strong positive correlation between the soil stability by the indicator of mean weight diameter and soil organic carbon and total nitrogen. Here, some results summarized in a different table, and here there's previous crop and tillage method, and here we can see that the high percentage of micro aggregate is observed in tillage, no tillage system, and we observe the high rate of clay silt particle in tillage system. Here it's an indicator of carbon sequestration, and we observe that the most observed carbon sequestration is observed in micro aggregate for no-till system. And here we can see also that in meso aggregate we can observe the quantity of total nitrogen in tillage system. Soils employed under no-tillage direct seeding regime have a higher macro aggregate mass than soils employed with a conventional regime, indicating that no-till direct seeding practices are the most effective in improving soil aggregation. Some challenges when I was writing this article, that in the level of the lab, I did several parameters such as the available phosphorus in different aggregate class and exchangeable potassium, nitrate, nitrogen, ammonium nitrogen across the different soil aggregates. But I did not find reference supporting my result and my data. Then I did not include this result in my my article, and I'm thinking to remain available for further article or scientific output. And thank you very much for attending this session. Thank you. If you have any question, please feel free.
Thank you, Dr. Mouna, for the presentation. And I just would like to inform our audience that we will move to the second presentation. And then please use the chat box to post your question. Otherwise, you can just unmute yourself at the end of the second presentation also to ask Dr. Mouna and the second presenter your question directly. Thank you so much. Pass it to Benefo.
Thank you very much, Dr. Mouna, for a wonderful presentation. I know all comments will be given out, and you humbly answer all questions. Anyway, we have to move to the second presenter. We have a second speaker for the day, Dr. Momoh Lamin. Dr. Momoh Lamin, I know you are around, and please can you introduce yourself and give us your presentation? Thank you.
Dr. Mouna, can you stop sharing, please? So Dr. Momoh can start sharing his screen. Dr. Mouna?
Yes, I'm hearing you, but just
Yeah.
I'm looking how can I stop sharing?
I think it's a bottom at the you click on an icon, it's at the bottom of the sheet of the screen.
Okay.
No, it says stop sharing.
No. Okay, I can do something. Maybe I can go offline and I will be back.
Okay.
Okay, I found. Okay, it's okay.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, thank
Yeah.
you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you so much.
Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon, Dr. Momoh. Would you like to first introduce yourself?
Yes, okay. Good afternoon once again. I am Momoh Lamin from Sierra Leone, and I am a volunteer YouthMappers Regional Ambassador for West Africa, and also serving as a research assistant for the Gola rainforest conservation here in Sierra Leone. I'm also a 2023 YouthMappers Leadership Fellow. It's nice to meet you all this afternoon. I guess you can see my screen, not so?
Yes, but can you put it on presentation mode, please?
Okay. All right. So, okay.
It is down. It's on your right side
Is it okay?
at the bottom on the right side where you can increase and decrease. It's there. You can just click on it. Very bottom, like it's a small icon next to the plus and minus. Do you see the plus and minus at the bottom?
So the plus and minus
On your right
of the
hand
Zoom.
corner. Yes, and the one next to it is make your presentation. A bit on the
Really?
right, a bit on the that, but go down. You are on the correct.
Okay.
Go down. If you go down, very down. Do you see? Yeah, that scale. Oh, not that one. The one next to the scale, next to the minus.
I see leaf
Do you see
at
this
the right.
little icon next to the minus?
The cup side. The cup
No,
side.
no.
Use the cup to maximize your window. Yeah.
No.
I think
Yeah, maybe we can just move on. It's fine.
Oh, yeah.
We still can see it. It's
you can see still.
yeah. We can see it. It's fine.
Okay. All right then. Okay. So so this what are the best practices in soil data organization, and which will enhance the accessibility and usability of soil data. So in our introduction, when we talk about soil data, soil data is vital for agriculture, climate action, and land use planning. So we all know that soil data is very important in terms of enhancing agricultural activity, in terms of tackling climate issues, and we can better know if we have soil data, we can better plan our land use. Okay, and also poor organization leads to inaccessible, outdated, and duplicated data. So if your soil data is not organized, then it can be inaccessible, that people cannot be able to access it. It can also be outdated, and sometimes a lot of duplications in terms of soil data organization. If you don't organize your data, it leads to all this. And we also gonna see how we exploit, share, and improve soil data for real-world use. So that is what we are going to be working around this afternoon from my country, Sierra Leone. And the objective of this presentation is to understand the value of structured soil data, and we also learn the best practices for organizing soil data, and to also know how we can discover strategies that we can improve access and usability of soil data. And also, we can better understand how we can exploit the tools and platforms that we can use to share soil data or information. So this is our objective this afternoon, purposely for this presentation. And in organizing soil data, of course, we have to look at the challenges. What are these challenges and how do we manage those challenges? One, we talk about data fragmentation and inconsistency. So these are the challenges in terms of soil data organization. One, we say data fragmentation and inconsistency. So data can be inconsistent. This can be one of our challenges. So in working with soil data organization, you have to look at fragmenting. You have to look at the fragmentation and data being inconsistent. So understanding that, you can better be able to manage those challenges in terms of the soil data organization. And also we have lack of standard and documentation. So if you are looking at soil data organization, you have to look at the standard and documentation. It should be standard and it should be documented. Once you document your data, your soil data, then you will have organized it properly. Because if it's not up to standard and not documented, then it becomes a challenge. Then also we look at limited infrastructure and digital tools. This is also another immense contributing factor in the poor data organization, more especially in looking at the African continent, because of African continent has the limited infrastructure and lack the digital tools. Like currently everything, the world is trending in digital technology. So because of Africa hasn't gotten that infrastructure and digital tools, it becomes a challenge. So in terms of we organizing the soil data, then we should look at a proper and better infrastructure and use advanced or digital tools to have a better soil data which can be accessible and usable in any way or anywhere. And also, another challenge we should look at is the barriers to access and understanding. So looking at soil data, we have the understanding about soil data organization, how we should organize our data, the understanding, more especially in the African continent we're looking at, to be specific, is very lean. You know, a lot of people don't understand and don't even have the access to organizing to soil data, not to even talk about organizing it. So in terms of we organizing the soil data, we should look at the access, make it accessible to people, and make sure that a lot of people understand what soil data is or how to use those platforms in terms of addressing real world problems. We look at the principles of good data organization. So these are what we should look at, okay? And one, we look at standardization. So in organizing soil data, you look at standardization, that you look at the standard. Like for example, we have the FAO, the ISO classifications. So these classifications determines the standardization of soil data organization. Then we also look at comprehensive metadata. So comprehensive metadata, that is data of data, data about data, can also is a best principle in terms of organizing soil data. Then we also look at interoperability with other systems. So to be interoperable with other systems is also another best principle that we should look at in terms of organizing soil data. Then we look at also the version control and data provenance. So looking at data version and provenance also is a good principle that we should look at in terms of organizing our soil data. And then we have to look at the best practices in collecting and storage. So how we collect and store our soil data for it to be accessible and for it to be usable. Okay. So in collecting soil data and storing it, we have to use consistent sampling and GPS tagging. So using GPS tagging and consistent sampling can assist you to collect your soil data and better give you a storage capability that can be visualized and meaningful to end users. And we also look at separate raw and processed data. So in organizing your soil data, you should try and separate the raw and processed data. So separating the raw from the processed data is a best practice. Okay, because in terms of processing your data, you can know what you want people to use your data for, or how they can use it. Okay, then we have to also look at regular backups and open formats. So in organizing, in collecting and storing soil data, we look at regular backups. So you have regular backups, so data cannot be lost in terms of storage. For example, if you store data and maybe your system gets corrupted, at the end of the day, people might want to get access to that data and they cannot. So it should be regularly backup and open formats. So open format meaning it should be in ways that people can get access to it. Whoever want to get access to your data can be able to get access to it. Okay, and the last one for best practices and collecting and storing data, we look at engage end users for feedback. So you always ask for feedback, what the users will say about your data. What are the challenges, or what are the things that you need to put in place? What are the things you need to do for the data to be very advanced, or to be accessible, or to improve better usability? And the next one, we look at enhancing accessibility. So how do you enhance accessibility for your soil data to be accessed? Okay, one, we use open platforms. So using open source platforms, I think soil data can it can enhance accessibility. That a lot of people can enhance it. A lot of people can enhance your data. Okay, for example, we have soil grids and we have the FAO. Two, you develop user-friendly dashboards and maps. So visualizing your data in a user-friendly dashboard that people can use to easily navigate and read about your data. It's a very good can enhance the accessibility for the users. And the reason why we said you should collect samples and that of the GPS points, which can help you in terms of visualizing your data in maps. And also we have to look at to enhance the accessibility, you have to also look at offer data in local languages and mobile formats. Like, for example, presently, if you want to work with local farmers, for example, in Africa, you want to work with local farmers in rural communities, instead of going with data in computers, which can be very tedious for them. A lot of them have smartphones. So making your data to be in mobile formats and in local languages, interpreting your documentation whatsoever in local languages can better help them to understand, and it can make them to have access to your data. Okay. Then also we look at provide offline access. Provide offline access. Offline access in remote areas. So considering soil data organization, this is also something that we need to look at. If we provide an offline access in remote areas, because there are many areas in, like for example, in my country, Sierra Leone, that have a network access is very difficult. So in order for us to enhance the accessibility of soil data, we need to look at providing offline access in remote areas, that is in rural communities. And also, our next topic we are looking at this afternoon is improving usability. So how do we improve soil data to be used? One, we look at offer data in multiple formats. So offering data in multiple formats can help the usability improved, because a lot of people can know how they can work with those informations, with those data. And also, we have to include data dictionaries and guides, provide APIs and downloadable tools that it should be downloadable, that I can download in a format I can just input in another platform or software that I can be able to visualize or analyze the data and receive a finding. Also, you have to use clear visuals and labeling. So use clear visualization and labeling. Okay, so the next we look at tools and platforms for sharing. So we look at tools and platforms that we can use for sharing soil data. One, we look at the ISRIC soil grids. You look at the FAO Global Soil Partnership. You look at QGIS or ArcGIS for visualization. You look at ODK, Kobo Collect, etc. for field data collection. You look at Google Earth Engine or machine learning for large-scale analysis. So these are the tools and platforms that we can look at, that we can use in terms of sharing soil data. Okay. Then we look at a case study. We look at a case study in sub-Saharan Africa, which is a collaborative soil mapping using more mobile and satellite data. So this case study can better help to maybe give an understanding, to give a practice, and to showcase how soil data can be organized. And we also look at another case study, which is the open access, output support farming, land use, and forestry. These are case studies in sub-Saharan Africa that can help in terms of improving soil data organization, or open or sharing the understanding to people, to users, of how we can organize our soil data that can enhance the accessibility and usability in solving real world problems. So in my recommendations, I look at build capacity in soil data management. So if we want to if we want to get a better soil organization, organizing our soil data, we look at building the capacity in soil data management. So if you build more capacity, then you have more people to be able to manage the soil data. Invest in digital and mobile tools. So looking at soil data organization in your organization, in whatsoever, wherever you are in your institution, you look at investing in digital tools and mobile tools. These are the tools that you can invest in terms of organizing your soil data in your organization or wheresoever. Of course, we also promote cross-sector collaboration. So promoting cross-sector, that is working with other sectors in terms of soil data organization, is a recommendation. And also I encourage data literacy and training. So ensuring that there is a data literacy and training can better help in organizing soil data. And in conclusion, well-organized data enables sustainability and better decision. So if we have a well-organized soil data, it enables sustainability, that it can be sustainable and it can be used for better decision. Of course, also accessibility and usability turn data into action. So if data can be accessible and usable, then that means that data is in action. But if you have your data and people cannot have access to it, or cannot even use it, be able to use it, or don't have the understanding about your data, or improperly organized, that is, your data is not into action. It becomes meaningless. But when it is accessible and usable, that is, it becomes meaningful to end users, and it can be used to solve real world problems. And also, we have to treat soil data as a shared strategic resource. So we have to share soil data as a strategic resource. So it is important in every aspect of most of our world problems. You're looking at climate, agriculture, and so many. So if we treat the data as a shared strategic resource, it can enhance the accessibility and usability of soil data. So if you have a question, then you can ask, and you can also use these questions to ask your community or anyone else, how is soil data managed in your community? What barriers, opportunities do you see? I guess maybe someone might assist us in answering maybe one of these two questions: how soil data can be managed in your community, and what are the barriers, opportunity do you see?
Thank you very much, Dr. Momoh, for the very informative presentation. This is really important, like to understand the data organization. And I actually had in my mind to ask you the similar question that you put in your last slide. Like, do you know how the soil data is managed in Sierra Leone? Do you have a repository, a database, central one, or people just keep it on individual laptop? And is it only for soil data, or you have like a repository for a soil, climate, and agronomy data? So I don't know do you have any idea about the situation in your country?
Well, looking at soil data in my country, a repository, of course, that can be very difficult. I cannot just be confident to say that it can be individual or not. Maybe a lot of organizations collect their data, process it, and keep it for their own use. But looking at having access to soil data in my country, that is a challenge. So sometimes, even like for us, if we are working on an agriculture project, we have to do, we have to collect our soil data samples, gather all the informations from tools currently available to us. Then that data can be used for our own use. It cannot be put online or in a repository that can be accessible to the world or anyone else. It can be for our own organization. So that is something that is very difficult, even in my country currently. I don't know for other places, but I think so, more especially in Africa. Most of the countries lack the infrastructure and the platform for soil data to be hosted. If you look at other data formats, other data, like for climate, that I can say maybe it can be, because like when we work in some GIS platforms, we have to keep track of some climate issues, some climate challenges in some of the projects we implement, and that can be somehow minimum accessible online. Okay, but it is very difficult, and that is not yet been managed in Sierra Leone. I don't know in the near future what will come in, but as for now, there isn't any formally organized soil data that can be accessible by anyone online. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. It gives a lot of background to understand the situation there in terms of managing soil data. And do you know if this is the case also for agronomy data, by the way? Or is it, or you are not aware very much of the agronomy data, probably?
Well, for that, I'm not obviously aware of that currently in my country.
Yeah.
But like for Gola, maybe we do getting those data for our own use and cannot be made accessible to other people or by other organization.
Yeah, okay. Like other organization, even on a national level, like on your country level, is that what you mean? Like,
Yeah.
oh,
For
okay.
country level, national level,
Hmm.
I don't think so.
No, okay. It seems it's more complicated. So, yeah, thank you very much. Can you stop sharing so we can see the all the audience and we can better see the questions? So probably it's a good time to invite our audience to please unmute yourself if you have any question to Dr. Momoh or Dr. Mouna. And I see also something in the chat. I think, Dr. Mouna, if you are still there, it was a
Yes.
question for you from Patrick asking to
Okay.
justify the sampling at 0 to 20 centimeter versus 0 to 40.
Okay. Okay,
If you,
thank you very much again. Thank you, Dr. Patrick, for your question. It's a relevant question. Uh, Actually, for the 40 centimeter, it's not my work. I was a student in this time. In fact, it was for a soil microbiology colleague. She was my lecturer in the same university. And I think that for each article or work, there is a problem we would like to solve, right? And then for Dr. Mashrawi, she's microbiologist, she's working in different layer to see the movement of some insects or microorganism in the soil. And for this reason, she analyzed the soil for different layers. But as I'm an agronomist and soil fertility specialist, and I'm working in the field crops, cereal crops, the most important layer for me is 020. And I would like to see evolution of organic matter in this layer. It's as an agronomist and soil fertility specialist. But for her, the problem or the purpose of the work is how she can identify the effect of different cropping systems in the movement of the microorganisms. And because I don't have any idea about the project as it established in 1999, I I tried to find some reference relevant site to find some data to compare the initial state of the situation of the field and after 13 years. For this, I put it this reference as a yeah as a good reference for me. I
yeah,
hope that the question is is answered.
yeah.
Thank
Thank you
you.
very much, Dr. Mouna. Obviously, yeah, what you mean that it has been done for to monitoring more biological indicators, probably, but
Absolutely.
yeah.
Absolutely.
Thank you very much. And is there any other questions from our audience you would like to ask Dr. Momoh? Yes, please, Dr. Komi. Dr. Komi, would you like to unmute yourself, please?
Okay, thank you very much. Good
Thanks.
afternoon, Dr. Pro. Good afternoon to everyone. I hope you can hear me well.
We do, yes.
Okay. I am sorry I don't have a question, but a comment. Following the last question that was asked to Dr. Mouna, it is so interesting to hear the way she answered that question with all honesty, because it is a common issue when it comes to data sharing. You see, we have this problem of sharing data without actually sharing the data. How can we include this into... Yes, how can we include this into data organization? You see, when data is shared from one party to another without providing detailed information on how that data was harvested, alongside with the metadata, I think that the user has some limitations. The user may not fully optimize the use of that data because there is something lacking. I am just reflecting over this to say that it is very important that during the data sharing process, it is good that details about that data should be provided so that any user can optimally make use of the data. Thank you.
Thanks a lot for the comment. Dr. Mouna, would you like to follow up? Is there something to add from your side? Yeah.
No, because it's not easy to get. You know, for example, if you see my presentation or you have some time to see the article that I provided two information. The first one is the year of 1999, the year of creation of this living lab, and I tried to find information in one poster of the kick-off project when they presented the characterization of the whole site even before 1999. And it was really to prepare the methodology. It was not an easy thing for me because it was the most difficult part, even more difficult than discussion, to provide some information to characterize the initial situation of the soil. Because it's not even we can find some information, but I'm not sure about the credibility of this information. But by chance, because I'm working in this institute, and this project is joined by the Higher School of Agriculture and the National Institute of Field Crops, I found a poster by chance in the office of one of my colleagues. And I found this information. It was like a gift for me to get this information. Yeah, it's not easy to share information in the world, but in Tunisia, it's not very simple. Yeah.
Thank you very much for the comment. Dr. Desma, would you like to unmute yourself and ask your question? You are muted. Yeah.
Thank you. Thanks for your provision of this chance to the hostess, and thank you for your presentation, for nice presentation to the presenters. My question is very simple, and it's about the clarity to Dr. Mouna. They presented their data collection on soil is using Z and A. So all the data is indicated by using Z. It is clear. Uh, I want to know about the A form data collection method. If possible, please, would you try to show me if possible? If not, if it's not for the audience, maybe they have a pattern. I want to see that, and all the information is very good. Thanks to the presenters. Thank you.
Thanks a
Okay.
lot, Dr. Mouna.
Thank you, Dr. Tesima, for your comment. Yeah, because in the soil science lab in the Higher School of Agriculture, we tried to compare different letters to see the difference, if there is difference in the result, and we observed that okay, no matter the letter, okay, the most important is have several points that can characterize, and we can get a composite sample. And two of those letter is A and Z, maybe by chance because the professor, the first letter of his name is A. Maybe he tried to change this letter, but A or Z, it's really the same result. There's no big difference. There's no significantly big difference between the two types. Thank you. Sorry, I cannot hear you.
Oh, it's clear. My point is to take the experience, not only the system is already clear. I know that it is very
Okay.
clear. The sampling system, this system is very obvious and well known in the world system. So I want to know about the A pattern system, how it could be collected for my future career. I want to know that I don't have a problem with your system,
Okay.
but I want to learn to the future. I want to learn the system, how it could be collected. That is to knowing for the future. My question
Yeah,
is.
according to my experience, either A or Z, it's okay. Thank you.
Thanks a lot. There are also a few comments for you, Dr. Mouna, in the chat from Alimata. I think she left because she has to go to another meeting, probably.
Okay.
She says good to sample from 0 to 20 centimeter to consider the horizon A, rich in organic matter, microbial activities, etc., and 20 to 40 centimeter to consider root depth and a lot process going on. And also several people thank you for clarifying and for your honest reply and explanation. Thank you very much. I don't know if there is any other questions for Dr. Mouna or Dr. Momoh. If not, thanks a lot. If not, then I would like to thank our speakers for joining us today in this event. Massive thanks for your contribution and for the informative presentation. And also thank you so much for all our audience for your time to join and engage in the discussion. I wish you all a very nice afternoon or evening. And you will see the record later when we publish in the LinkedIn and on ISRIC YouTube channel. Thanks a lot and see you in the
Thank
next
you.
showcase. Thanks a lot.
Thank you,
Ciao. Thank
Doctor.
you.
Thank you, Dr. Benefo.
Bye-bye.
Okay, see you.
Yeah, thank you very much.